What is up, everybody? We are back to continue our much better week of Beyond the Gates. Although, if there's going to be a lot of Ashley crying today, I don't know how I feel about that. What's up, Aaliyah? Welcome back. Hello, Kaiwan. Welcome back as well. As usual, I'll say I'll be typing notes, and my stream on Paramount Plus is usually a minute behind CBS. And they're doing construction outside, so apologies if there's noises later. I turned my microphone a little down more than usual. Hello, Cassie R. Welcome back. Do you think we'll get another decent episode today, or too much Ashley crying? Like I'm supposed to believe she really cared about Derek. Hello, Alvin. Welcome. Hello, Bobby Wobby. Welcome back. Oh, here we go. Right off the bat. Hello, Miss Blue. Welcome back. Hello, Phoenix Rising. Welcome back to Hello, Doc Backhand. Yeah, Weepy Ashley's not a good start to the episode at all. And her should-be lover always at her side, Naomi. I mean, Derek can't react if he's dead, Kawa. Ashley is not a good character. Exactly, Kaiwan, who says Ashley was dreaming about another guy the whole time. She was into Andre, then was mad about him walking again. But we're supposed to feel sorry for her. Miss Blue said it should be her, not Derek. Couldn't agree more. Would have been the right decision from the idiots in charge. Aaliyah says, come on, y'all. She's allowed to mourn someone she was engaged to. But, like, she never actually respected the guy. They didn't do a very good job in the writing to make us think that she actually cared about Derek, especially with their second storyline. Oh, I shouldn't have done a live today. I said I wasn't going to do lives if there was a lot of Ashley and Grayson. This will be the last time I do a live if Ashley and Grayson are highly in the spoilers. Phoenix says Grayson is terrible. He and Ashley need to go. I agree after how this storyline turned out, for sure. Aaliyah says it was the fake paralysis that ruined it. No, because the whole time Ashley was being written as like she was doing Derek a favor, didn't really want him back. I don't agree with that. Hello, DGF. Welcome back. Doc Backhand says Leah looking like the witch in Hansel and Gretel. Demoralizing. True. I also don't think Leah was written well at the end. Like they built her up to be like the second in charge, and she just gives in. Come on, I still don't think the storyline would make sense. Miss Blue says Ashley wanted Andre. Yes, exactly. Because as soon as she was mad at Derek about her lies, she ran back to Andre, but he had to turn her down because he was with Danny. Well, we're off to a rough start today. I should have followed my gut and not done a live today because I'm already unhappy. No, Phoenix, I'm not drinking today, unfortunately. Maybe next week. Hello, Diane, if I didn't say that. Oh, and it just gets worse. Trash. Hello, Lulu. Trash and her weak ass son. Yeah, Miss Blue, she's also bad television to me. Although we're supposedly having that big return tomorrow. Hello, Z Hicks. Welcome back. I wish I could take Elon seriously with Joey. Exactly, Bobby Wobby, who says, "Stop being soft on Joey, Elon. Lock him up anyway." You know, there's this whole big stakeout for the plasma ring. But there's other cops that know that Joey is a bad guy too, so I don't really understand why they are not more harsh with him. Phoenix says, "I missed something. What big return?" I mean, allegedly, Doug might still be alive tomorrow. Z Hicks says, "Joey is untouchable." It's what it seems like. Wanda Dixon says, "This will be a slow one today." Yeah, it's not off to a good start at all. I mean, if we're gonna wrap up the plasma storyline, let's wrap it up. I don't want to see these people anymore after this episode. They've been on so much in a bad storyline. Talking Jacob, Naomi, Ashley Grayson. Yeah, Phoenix, that could be one good news depending on how they write it. That's what people are saying, Phoenix, but I don't think that would make sense if Doug is the impaler. It would not match the person that we knew, what, 7, 8 months ago and he was alive and a gambling addict and an alcoholic. So I don't know how he could be the impaler in 7 months. Yeah, Bobby, that's what they said. So that makes me think we will be seeing Doug soon. That he was in the credits yesterday. Miss Blue says, "I was hoping that if Jacob had died, that Luke, the other cop brother, would appear." Yeah, maybe he'd be more exciting than Jacob. Phoenix says, "But it would match the bad writers." That's true. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Doug is the impaler. It just wouldn't make sense. Bobby Wise says maybe he came back as one of the extras. Maybe. Aaliyah says, "I almost need a nap. Hope the pace picks up." I don't think it's going to pick up very excitingly today. Not with these cast of characters on. Phoenix says, "So I'm guessing Eva will leave Ted and go work for Leslie." That's a pretty big possibility because they are going to need someone to run the free clinic. Oh my God, the hits just keep on coming. Now it's Tomas. Doc backhands it, and Doug would not have been in money trouble if he was the impaler. Tyler, Joey's sister. I still think Joey's sister. Z Hicks says Doug and Lynette is hidden in that warehouse by Joey. That's why Randy was there. You think Joey's hiding Doug? I could see Randy hiding Doug. I don't think this whole scene with Elon and Joey makes any sense because I feel like he knows that Joey does other crimes. So, like, why should this be a big deal? Phoenix Rising says not Doug and Lynette in the warehouse. Hopefully, they're both somewhere. And then this scene's just bullshit from Naomi. Because of your ass, Ashley. Kaiwan, I'm not sure what you're saying. You're saying you wanted Jacob to say something about Derek's death? I mean, I feel like he should. I feel like he was the only person on the show that gave a fuck about Derek. Because it wasn't Ashley. It's unfortunate that Derek's death is about Ashley because I can't care. Yeah, Kaiwan, they were best friends, so I think this would probably hit better with the audience if this was Jacob having these scenes and not Ashley. Kathy says, "Can I say blah blah?" That's all I was hearing listening to those scenes was blah blah from Ashley. Aaliyah says, "Do you think they'll give him a funeral?" They better not. They didn't give Doug a funeral, so they shouldn't give Derek a funeral. They could show the aftermath of Derek's funeral like they did Doug's. Phoenix Rising says, "I do not want to see a funeral. No thanks." Me either. It would kind of be a waste of an episode. This episode feels like back to your regularly scheduled program. Kind of boring, more than boring, not so good. Beyond the Gates. Aaliyah says another off-screen funeral. Well, they set the precedent, I get, because they didn't do it with Doug. I mean, I wouldn't mind a funeral because I don't mind Derek as a character now, but, like, what's it gonna be actually doing more crying? Miss Blue says if Doug comes back, Derek should too. I'm good with Derek being dead, I guess. I don't think he's a big enough character to have a return. Maybe a twin in the future if they wanna bring the actor back. Aaliyah says, "This is why I usually watch after so I can speed through the commercials. It would be easier that way, 'cause I'd be speeding through all of these Ashley and Trash scenes today. Probably Tomas too. I don't know what I'd be watching today if I was not watching live. Maybe Elon and Joey." Lisa LK, hello, says, "Derek's twin brother needs to come. Only if they give him a storyline." Z Hicks says, "Time to end the Bill and Haley saga." I do think that's a way to, make the show more interesting again, like this week, if they actually move along the Haley storyline. Miss Blue says, "Derek had chemistry with everyone but Ashley." I do agree. I do think the actor could have worked better than Ashley, who doesn't have chemistry with any man, but maybe slightly with Naomi. Oh my god, this is torturous. Oh, now Ashley wants to feel this way, not giving Derek a chance. I don't know how we had such a good week and now we're having one of the worst episodes of the year. Kaiwan, I do agree that Ashley wasn't wanted another man. Now who Naomi calling? Jan? Alvin says, "Where is Leah's lawyer?" It's probably Tomas. He's probably late because he's slow. Z Hicks said, "Did Naomi call Grayson to be with?" Oh, probably. That'd be even worse. I might end the watch along if it's Grayson and Ashley. Just letting you all know right now, might cut it short today. Sorry. Sorry in advance. We'll try again tomorrow. Miss Blue said she probably called Andre or Danny. Yeah, I mean, Andre's at least her friend. All right, looks like it's not Grayson, so that's good. I really don't feel like Grayson should be keeping his job, no matter if he was a part of some undercover scheme eventually. Hmm. Yay, we get to continue the Impaler storyline. Miss Blue asks, "Where's Ashley's mother?" I think that's who maybe Naomi could have called. I feel like she would be here during the situation. Bobby Wobby says somebody might bump Leah off at the hospital or in custody. Well, it sounds like they should have bumped Ren off too if he's ready to talk. Aaliyah says Jen was on the phone with Vanessa. She said Ashley wanted space. Oh, I missed that because I don't pay attention to trash. Phoenix says, OMG, I hope Leslie doesn't hire Grayson to manage the clinic. Maybe. Who knows with Leslie? Doc Backhand says perhaps Naomi called her Aunt Nicole for Ashley. That's possible. Although we never got a follow up to Nicole's patient from the other night. DGF says such an uninspired first half. It's been pretty bad. I don't know when this show will get it through their thick skulls that we don't give a fuck about Ashley as a whole. Kaiwan, I don't think Joey's actually connected to this whole thing. C. Hicks says Leslie wants Eva to run the clinic so she'll be closer to Ted. Yeah, I think she will try hard again with Eva. Phoenix Rising says maybe Doug was the patient who called Nick Ho. Yeah, I've heard that possibility brought up, which I guess would add to Nicole and Vanessa's terrible friendship if Nicole knows that Doug is alive. Miss Blue is dozing and missing parts. Kaiwan says he can't care about Ashley. Ah, only halfway. I wish I could have drank today. Maybe next week. Cassie says, "This is way too much, Ashley. I get it, Derek died, but Ashley is so boring." Exactly. Oh, yeah, Captain Robot not doing a very good job of finding Lynette. Alvin Chapman says, "Why do they think we want to see Vanessa's bony shoulders?" Alton Davis says, "Bill asking Haley about her family life. Why ask now? Has Danny wanted to know either? Whenever one is taken in, shouldn't they or and their children would know or dig into Haley's life?" You would think Bill would have done that long before marrying her. You would also think Naomi would have done that. DGF says, "The mama was so hyped about a date, but is nowhere to be found upon Derek's tragic death." That's what I'm saying. I would prefer to see Jan grieving than fucking Ashley, to be honest. Ugh. Kaiwan says, "Joey's supposed to be the leader of the mob." I mean, I don't know if he's the leader of the mob. He's just supposed to be some sort of crime lord. You would think he would have a little more intel on the impaler, though. All right, at least Jen is there. It's because Naomi wants to be more than friends, Ashley. The way she be acting. Doc Backhand says, "Hopefully this will be the only Ashley-centered show this week, and we'll move on from her tomorrow. Go Donnell." I hope we move on from Ashley tomorrow. Hope it's the last Ashley-centric episode for a long while. Kaiwan says Ashley was dreaming about going to France with another man the whole time you were dating that man. I agree, Kaiwan, which makes this episode even more stupid to me. We still haven't gotten Jacob grieving Derek today. Honestly, this Mutual of Omaha commercial has better grieving than Ashley today. Even a life insurance commercial beating Ashley. Bobby Wobby says they should be checking Leah's phone records. True, because you would think she would text the impaler or someone else higher up. Aaliyah says, "You think they're going to keep pushing Ashley and Grayson?" Yes. I don't know how or why. After they like went at the speed to make Grayson want to give her the power of attorney after over his mother. It's been ridiculous. I don't know how they can push it further from there, actually. Exactly, kind of, this was a much better mother and daughter talk than what we just saw. Kathy says Ashley and Grayson's relationship is like watching paint dry. I think so too. There's some people out there acting like Grayson and Ashley have chemistry or this really watchable chemistry, and maybe it's better than Ashley and Derek, but the story isn't exactly working. Cassie says, "I will be done with Ashley's character if she goes back to Grayson after all of this. She left Derek for way less." Yeah, exactly. I agree. That's why I don't want to watch them anymore. And I'm not gonna have watch-alongs if they're in the spoilers. Well, most of the time. DGF says, "I'm surprised Ashley and Grayson didn't go on the run. I thought they were gonna go on the run while Grayson was still bleeding out." Alvin Chapman says, "Grayson has another job. He is the HVAC salesman for Michael and Son in Raleigh, North Carolina." I wanted to like Grayson. If they didn't settle him with Ashley, it would have been much better for that character. Alton Davis says, "With that said, and what Leslie accomplished, what if Ted did come clean with himself and find a spine and apologize to Leslie and say there isn't or won't be any us?" I mean, Ted has to grow that spine first. And I'm sure Leslie would still try something. Marcel just wants a drink with Grandpa Gangster. I mean, honestly, I felt Marcel was doing better police work than Jacob. I mean, them bringing up Joey not wanting Marcel to retire makes me think that, Marcel definitely gotta be in on the whole possibility of Doug being alive thing. These Jacob scenes suck because he cares more about this case still than, grieving Derek first. DGF says Grayson has the same 5 o'clock shadow that as Carlton. Do you think they go to the same place? Z Hicks says Leah will escape soon because she cons the hospital stuff. You don't think Leah's gonna go down? Bobby says, "Don't fall for it, Shanice." Alton Davis says Leslie, I find to be a one-off villain. Any soap villain, past or present, should have already suffered consequences at this point. They definitely should have had Leslie suffer some consequences and not, win a bunch of money or get a bunch of money. Miss Blue says, I guess that Leah is not Joey's sister. No, she's not Heather. I think Ashley Jones from Bold and the Beautiful might be that Heather character. Bobby Wobby says a crooked hospital worker might help Leah out. But I don't know why the show would write Leah to fold as quick as she did last time just to try and escape and get away. But they might, who knows? That could be these writers' versions of epic. Cassie says, I wonder who is going to run the free clinic. I mean, I feel like Eva is probably the odds on favorite. I hope not, though. I'd rather her not have extra scenes with her mama than she already does. I'm sure Leslie's gonna have some snide remarks about his death, though. Backhand says, trying to tie in Lynette's con to the plasma ring is a stretch. Who will represent Leah in court? Not Naomi, Bill, or Tomas. Are there other lawyers? Shady Mike. I mean, I don't think we're gonna see that, and I really don't want to see that either. Alton Davis says, so Bill was cheating on Danny during their marriage, but the final straw was when he decided to split and divorce Danny and marry a person, Haley, to whom the family took in. Bill was already betraying. Yeah, I guess for whatever reason, Bill really, really wanted to marry Haley. I don't know. We're still doing this storyline with Madison nowhere to be found. Jen already better than Ashley in these scenes. Well, at least Derek went out a hero, I guess. Kaiwan says, how long do you have to tolerate the fact that he's fucking dead already? Cassie says, geez, I'm hating all of the Ashley scenes. Me too. Kaiwan, Derek's Spanish girlfriend was never really his girlfriend. Should have been, but, the writers never wanted to put effort into Derek because all that effort had to go into Ashley, I guess. Hmm. Just one segment left. Kaiwan, I don't think Leah's staying on the show. Miss Blue said, I remember when Derek had Leslie listed as don't answer on his phone. That was pretty funny. Bobby Wobby says they need to have an officer guarding Leah's room, not with inept Jacob in charge. Z Hicks says Leah seems well enough to be in jail. I think that's where she'll ultimately go, or should. Miss Blue says, "Are we getting a Tomcat Detective Agency with Tomas and Cat?" I hope not. Tomas should be the one dead today, and Cat should be grieving because he was deader weight, and I think Cat grieving scenes might have actually been good. Cassie says, "We were on a nice high this week, and today's episode brought us all the way down. Yeah, it hit a complete wall. It went back to business as usual. Hopefully, tomorrow a cliffhanger could bring us back. It's possible." Aaliyah says, "I would have liked to get back to Tyrell and Jessica today." Me too. This is why I said that in my review yesterday. Like, they could actually be a really good younger pairing, but they actually have to put the time and effort into them. Hello, Dee Dee. Z Hicks says, yes, trail to Lynette. I mean, if they find Lynette, maybe I'll like it more. Devin says, don't give the writers ideas. Yes, Devin, it's business as usual for sure. Hello, Sarah Perkins, who says, I could have watched today's show on streaming. Yeah. Or just skip it, to be honest. Oh, yeah, just what we needed. This fuckface. DGF says, "Oh, they read the comments about Ashley being a control freak." Well, they read them way too late. See Hicks and Dee Dee saying Joey just spoke to someone about the impaler. Well, at least Danelle got some brain power today. Aaliyah says some balls on Danelle. That's a different. Yeah, finally. Yeah, DGF. Cat loves to think she's Nancy Drew. Well, glad that's over. Z Hicks says Vanessa eavesdropping on Tomas and Kat about Lynette. She will confront Joey. Probably. Yay. Can't wait till those scenes. Aaliyah says maybe tomorrow. Hopefully, tomorrow will be better than whatever this was. Hello, Zachariah. How are you? Dee Dee says, I don't believe Leah doesn't know the impaler. She might not. Maybe she's not as high up as we think. Elton Davis says, you, Brock, from Buchanan TV, Jeremy Carden from My Kind of Entertainment, Eric and Vane should get together and compare reviews. I don't really know them. I'm also not very good at networking. DGF says, maybe we'll get a real cliffhanger Friday. I think the potential's there from the spoilers. Kaiwan says, hopefully, maybe this new villain will be related to the Duprees in some way. I mean, I'd be surprised if the Impaler is related to the Duprees. All right. Well, I'm going to go do this quick review real quick, and I will see you all again tomorrow. I hope we have a much better episode to talk about tomorrow. I mean, there should be something to talk about at least if we do get that return. Devin thinks Nicole's the Impaler. I don't think so. All right, I'll see you all later and tomorrow.